So every day of the week we see our money get spent on useless shit, let's be fair. In a lot of cases, high up civil servants are just money being thrown everywhere basically, but it's not going into the pockets of the only Irish people who are paying for this luxury for our politicians, etc. And let's be honest, the whole country is a scam. We see with the iPass sectors, etc., money just being pumped in. We don't even, and as people becoming multi-trillionaires, etc., and some of them are criminal gangs and stuff like that, and there's just money being thrown at them. And you will see working people like myself, young people, Irish people, who can't afford to live, who can't afford to make a living, who can't afford to have a family. And meanwhile, we're taking the world and there's loads of money thrown at them. And it's the same across the board. There's so many people working hard, paying, trying their best, working hard and doing their best to make ends meet. And they get everything thrown at them, and basically half of their money is taken away by the tax man, and then the other half is by rent and other stuff. So basically, this country is a giant scam. If there ever was a scam, we talk about Indian scammers, etc. This country is nearly as worse, and it's called the government, to be totally honest. Because they try and be nice to you, they try and be good natured, they try and say, oh, we care about you and stuff, but they couldn't give a shit. And Micheál Martin couldn't give a shit if everybody in the country just upped and disappeared in the morning. Well, he probably would because there'd be nobody to pay his wages. But you know what I'm saying. Like, this country is just generally a scam. Like, you see people working hard, and then when they get sick and stuff like that, the state doesn't give a shit about them. It's simple as that. It's the simple reality. I can't tell you the amount of old people who worked all their life, and now they're getting on in years in their 70s in some cases, and they get maybe a care assistant coming to the house there maybe for half an hour at most a week, and that's it. Fuck you after that, pretty much. And there's nothing for them. There's no help for them, etc. These people worked all their life. It's the same even with our young people, as people with special needs, etc. People like myself with dyslexia. We're pretty much told, fuck you, we don't care about you, pretty much. And that was the same in secondary school. I don't blame the teachers, I blame the state for it. Because it's the state's fault. Because there's money for everything else. There's money for, I don't know, every other country in the world. We can throw money at every other country, but there's no money for Irish people, apparently. But this is the thing. This country is just a giant scam in terms of the taxation too. The government just keeps grabbing and grabbing and grabbing and keeps taking and wants more and more and more. It always introduces new taxes, new this, new that, new the other. It's the same. It's just constant greed, and there's just more and more and more. They think everybody should be serving slaves to the government. That's pretty much what people are in this country. Are slaves to the Irish state, pretty much. And we shouldn't be slaves. The government should be slaves to the Irish people. And that's the way it should be, because the government are but only a small minority. But first of all, the people tell the government what to do. It's not the other way around. Nowadays, I think the government think they have the authority, the almighty God. As Leo Vargas said, we can decide when you have your freedom and when you can't have your freedom. Which sounds very nice, I'm sure you would agree. But yeah, this country's just a giant scam. Like, if you just look around the whole system, it's just fucking a scam. Every day of the week, there's something coming out about money being spent on this useless shit and the other useless shit and some other fucking civil servants that are good for nothing and never worked a day in their life. They're just sitting in an office typing a keyboard and they're getting hundreds of thousands of euro thrown at them. It's just an entire scam. And it's just a scam, like, it really, really is, and it really would upset many people, because you see the amount of people who are working hard, paying their way, and they're getting fucked over. I see so many young people, particularly, they're getting fucked over something fierce. Regardless of what they do, they're getting fucked over by the government. And it goes back to this agenda. You owe nothing and be happy, it seems to be. But we don't agree with that agenda. Oh, every Irish person I think on this planet would not agree with that agenda. Me, Martin, and them might agree with it. But that's only a 0.1 minority. The West is the majority, as it says in the Irish proclamation. The divided minority gets the majority. And that's pretty much what's happening here. But yeah, the whole country is just a scam. And I don't know how you get out of this, because the whole political system too in this country is just rotten to the core. Like, regardless of, I think what party you get. If you vote Sinn Féin, you get, I don't know what you get, but you get pretty much the government 2.0. Basically, there's no difference. If you vote the Labour Party, you get the same. If you vote the Social Democrats, you get the same. People vote Profit, you get the same as Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. So I don't know, but it's just a totally rotten system, and it's a scam. Like, the whole system is a scam. Like, it really, really is when you really think about it, when you look at everything. It's just a scam. Like, it really, really is. It's a scam on the Irish people. It's just taking your money and giving you nothing in return. That's what it is. And it's just pure evil, if you ask me. But anyway, let me know what you think, because I don't know, but I think the scammers in India and stuff like that, like, there's scammers coming in here, of course, but I think the scammers in India are more upfront and honest with people, at least, compared to this government, because they're trying to sweet talk people. But of course, majority of Irish people have copped on to their nonsense and know what they're up to. But it's the fact of the matter, not enough Irish people have copped onto the nonsense. And how long will it take for the rest of the Irish people to cop onto the nonsense and start kicking them up the hole, if you may use that expression? But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more and bye.